Hey guys, welcome back. I am going to do a video that I've had a lot of people ask me about, and that is how do I mix my paint. So the way I mix my paint, I live to start off deep down in southeast Georgia where the humidity is very high. So I don't know if that will change the way your paint job turns out if you mix it just like this or not. So don't hold me accountable if it don't work out just right for you. But so I've got this bottle of, and if you guys watch my other videos, you know which car this is being painted on, my Volkswagen Beetle. But it's the Go Mango Gloss Enamel by MCW. It's enamel, it's not thinned. I think the MCW lacquers are pre-thinned and they're just ready to shoot. Enamels aren't. Well, then you say, Matthew, enamels take forever to dry. And I would say, yeah, they sure do. The enamels take a really long time to dry, but this really helps things. So that is hardener that I have for my 2K clear. I use this Acme FC 720 clear coat, and this is just the hardener for it. Now I do understand that MCW does have a hardener. Absolutely, go get that hardener if that's what you wish. I'd prefer to use the 2K hardener. You do get a lot. This is a little small, like a half a pint or something like that, 8 ounces. This lasts a really long time. So I don't really have a mixture ratio for the hardener. I just kind of eyeball it. But anyway, I'm gonna do this for you guys anyway. I also have my Mr. Hobby. I'm sorry about the shaking. I should have shook this all up earlier. Mr. Hobby leveling thinner. Got that. I always use that. Okay, Matthew. All right, here we go. So she shook up good, and I will mix this 50-50. Half that, half that. So I got 3 pipettes here, and I got little mixing cups. You can get these mixing cups like on Amazon or someplace for like dirt cheap. You can get like 200 of them for 10 bucks. Pipettes too. You can get the pipettes are cheap. Keep these things. I also have syringes. I bought 100 syringes that have, but I'm like, dang, but these are so much cheaper. So they're marked. I always go to my 2 milliliters. I never, because it's hard to get it to draw up there, and so 2's a pretty good even number too. If you have to do math like me, you need nice even numbers. So I usually go, let's see, I think I do 8 milliliters of paint. I always want to have leftover paint. I don't want it to be wasted, but I don't want to be right in the middle of needing some and have to do this all over again. You can usually paint about 2.5. You can't paint a half a car, but usually there's enough paint in one of these MCW bottles to paint 2.5 cars for me. Some people can paint 3. Maybe I put it on heavier, but I'll lose count here if I don't stop. That's 2. And this is a 2, 4. This is 6 milliliters. And remember, you're going to have twice as much because you're adding thinner. And 2, 4, 6. Come on, it's thick. 8. Alright, so before you throw this pipette in the trash, because you don't want to use it to go in your thinner and you don't want to use it to go in your clear, I always save this pipette to mix because there's paint in this pipette and I want to get all of it out. So once I get the thinner and the hardener there, I'll use this one to suck it up in there and it will wash this clean. So I'll set it off to the side and go and put the lid on. So that was 8 milliliters of paint, and there's still more than, there's about a half a bottle left. Okay, maybe we can paint 2 cars with this one. It just depends. If you want to be really conservative, you can just make a little bit less. Alright, so leveling thinner is going to be the same thing, going to be 8 milliliters. I'm almost out on this bottle. 1 or 2, 4, 6, 8. So now you can see we got a lot more paint. And then with one more clean pipette. Open up my hardener here, and please, in the comments, I know I'm going to get comments that say you're not supposed to use that kind of hardener with your enamel paint. That's what they say. This works really good. Okay, so I understand that it is formulated for that what is this, is it acrylic? I don't know what the heck, I don't even know what it is, but anyway, it's clear coat, 2K clear coat. So I'm going to go ahead and do about, I'd kind of do it by feel. Let's just say 2.5 milliliters. That's not quite 2.5 of hardener. And then for good measure, just a touch more, maybe a half of one. I found that the more, did I say clear? I might have said hardener, I don't know. The more hardener I add, I get a much more glossy paint. The MCW paint is already glossy, but it just seems to me, in my personal opinion, to be that much more pretty of a finish. Then I'll take that pipette and suck it in, so I can blow it out. And what I'm doing, because this now is thinned, so my theory is it's going to wash some of that paint out, and I'll be able to utilize all the paint. Then I'll use this pipette to fill my airbrush. So that is mixed, and now if I can read this cup, I have to get down here. It looks like I got 4 drams. I ain't got a clue what a dram is, or a half, and it says 1/2 of a fluid ounce, or a little over 1 tablespoon. I can't see it. Oh, 50. Oh shoot, I'm sorry, more than that. This thing was full. 20 milliliters of paint. That's how much I ended up with now. So I took 8 milliliters of Go Mango and 8 milliliters of leveling thinner, 8/16, so roughly 4 milliliters of hardener in here. Now it isn't, this is one thing with the MCW hardeners, they will harden this enamel faster. It will harden faster. I will put this, once I paint my car, I will put it in my incubator / dehydrator, and tomorrow it will be rock solid hard, just like if you had sprayed 2K clear over it. So it doesn't harden quite as fast, but again, I prefer to use the 2K clear hardener. So you just get it mixed up. I'm steady just pushing this in and out, so get it good and mixed up. And then I recommend, since it's all mixed up now, I recommend you get some filters. And I have these small filters, and I will filter now this into my airbrush. So instead of filtering everything into here, I just mix it all in here and then filter it into my airbrush. And these filters also I got off of Amazon, and that probably won't do you any good, but anyway, that's what they are. They're the smallest ones that I could find, and they work good for the airbrush. They have like a, on the side, you can lay it into the airbrush, and you can just drip it right here and it runs right down into it. Anyway, that's how I do it. So I'm about to spray some paint, but not on this video. So yeah, I hope that I answered some questions about how I do my paint. Keep in mind as well, that hardener is a little thicker than, it's thicker than thinner, so it could thicken your paint just a little bit more. So some of you guys may want to add more thinner. So it's kind of a play it by ear until you figure out your formula. This one works for me, and hopefully if you guys tried it would work for you too. I spray my paints at 20 psi I have not a clue what the airbrush tip or needle is. Not a clue. It came in the Neo by Iwata. I don't know. I ain't got a clue what the tip is. I take the little cone off the end because I find that it will splatter more. I'm sorry, this thing don't. But anyway, so I have to be super careful. There is a needle sticking out the end of that, and you'll damage it if you bump it. And I always leave this off because I'm steady adjusting it if I'm shooting clear or something like that. But anyway, 20 psi. Not a clue what the needle size is, but I hope that I helped you on this. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. Check out Hobby Nut Models. Go grab yourself some Go Mango MCW paint, or some Tamiya paints, or a model kit, or sanding pads, or any of those things. Go over to hobbynutmodels.com. Link is in the description, and if you use that link and you do purchase something, I'll get credit for it, and I really appreciate that. So keep that in mind if you would. Guys, thanks a lot. Video's over, and we'll see you on the next one. You guys take care.